Right, good afternoon, everyone. It's Rob. It's 5 to 6 in the evening UK time, and I just want to go through some of the results from today. So we're starting off today, as you see up here, 9th of June 2020. So Tony picked up 31 pips on the pound Australian dollar using the BYOB down under, and this is a new strategy that one of our team has sort of developed. It's only applicable 6 in the morning till 8 in the morning UK time. That's obviously most of us are in the UK. We've got some people on here from other parts of the world, but I'll carry on with the rest of the results and explain why in a moment. So Darren got 10 pips on pound Australian dollar using that strategy. Tom 10 pips and then ran partials to take 22 pips. Les got 10 pips on that. Paul was 10 pips win, but he hadn't put his lot size in correctly, so only a small profit. Let's move off that quickly. Who was that? Damon. Mike got 10 pips using the same strategy. Damon 25 pips. Sabine 10 pips. Helen managed to grab 30 pips from that. Justin also got 10 pips. And you can see we're still at only 7:39 in the morning, so this is something that could be done before people head off to work. So Paul got 10 pips. Jeffrey being cautious but grabbed a cheeky 6 pips on the same strategy. Julie, she's based in Canada. She took 10 pips on the pound Australian dollar, and that's why she's put this evening, because it was obviously evening her time. Thank you to David Kahn for coming up with the strategy. Morel, JBP CAD 25. Oh, there we go. Percentage again. Move off that. Eric got pound US dollar harmonic pitchfork for 23 pips. Jane grabbed 34 pips on the pound Australian dollar. Exit manager didn't clear it at 10 pips, so it should have closed at 10 pips, but thankfully it didn't, and she got 34 pips, so that's grand. Keith took 6 pips on the euro Australian dollar. Connor took 23 pips on the down under strategy, and oh wow, look at that, 80 pips on the euro Australian dollar using pitchforks, another strategy that Sarah teaches on her 1 o'clock sessions. Justin's back again, so 10 pips on down under. USD CAD 7 pips for standard Ninja Edition BYOB. USD CAD 5 pips. New Zealand dollar JPY 5 pips on Easy Pips Plus. That's him done for the day. Thanks, David and Tony. So Tony is one who sort of shows everyone the Easy Pip strategy, and David Kahn is the down under strategy. Keith, pound Australian dollar 5 pips. Merv got 10 pips on the down under. Sabine got 5 pips from Paul's session. Paul does a session at 9 o'clock in the morning. Damon grabbed 34 pips from Paul's session. Andy got 10 pips with the exit manager still running at half, so currently at 26 pips. So that's good for Andy. Johnny got 10 pips on euro Australian dollar and pound US dollar 7 pips. I grabbed 10 pips this morning. Let's say they're 11:48. That was on the BYOB Ninja Edition using the Ninjacator. Sabine grabbed 5 pips on Paul's, and there's Paul himself with 5 pips plus 3. Closed out early once he hit his daily target, but he went on to do the 10 pips that he called anyway. Serene, fantastic, got a 51 pip. She captured 51 pips on New Zealand dollar Japanese yen. Done and dusted for the day. Ron, 10 pips on New Zealand dollar Japanese yen with 25 to life. This one confused me a little because I was also waiting for this to trigger, and it hadn't done for me. And at this point, I don't think it did. I think Ron has been a bit cheeky, got in a little bit early. I then captured another 10 pips on euro Australian dollar. Tom, euro US for 19 pips. Pop got 16 pips on pound New Zealand dollar, pound Australian dollar, 11 pips. From down under strategy, and 70 pips with Easy Pips Plus on 13 trades. Well done, Pop. Paul, New Zealand dollar Japanese yen 1 hour scan, put on 25 to life and dropped down to 15 minutes for entry. So that was a good move. Dave got 25 pips on euro USD for the 25 to life. Got in a bit late, but he still grabbed some pips. And here we go. Here's me with the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen. Again, the same pair that Ron and Paul were just talking about there, and even Serene earlier on in the session a bit further up. So I closed this out at 60 pips. So it's from 2 positions. I'd already captured 30 pips on this because I had actually had another couple of pips there. Exit manager in place, and it sort of came down and closed. I think it was 20 and 15. So I actually grabbed 35 or something. So took 2 positions. I actually had 4 positions on this running at the time, and in fact I think it went up to 80 pips profit at one point. But I'm going to talk you through my chart in a little while anyway. Julie got 16 pips on the same trade. Marina Euro US dollar 15 pips. Eric Euro had lost 10 pips but also gained 20 pips, so he's up 10 pips on that. David got 20 pips on New Zealand Japanese yen. Chris has been doing really well recently with the down under. He's a little bit fortunate, and his day starts a couple of hours earlier than us because of the time zone he's in. So he gained 61 pips today using the down under strategy and the Ninja Edition BYOB and 25 to life. So out of 6 trades taken, 5 wins with 1 still running, but currently at a loss. So possibly will end out 5 out of 6 trades in his favour, and target achieved once more. Loving this right now, fantastic. Ina got lost 26 pips on 25 to life overnight, but got 5 pips on New Zealand dollar, US dollar, 5 on pound Australian, 5 on euro US dollar, 10 on Australian dollar Japanese yen, and then another 20 pips. So she's made up for the loss, recovered that. Darren, 10 pips on the down under, 70 pips on one of the sniper trades, 30 pips on one of the educators trades, various easy pips and scalp trades at 80 pips. Wow. No losses, but a few trades still open. So that's 10, 70, so that's 80, 110, and 80. Wow, that's a fair amount of pips. Well done, Darren. Sarah, who does live education at 1 o'clock UK time, called this 60 pip move on her session today. So if you were watching that, you would have got in that as well. Jeff took another 16 pips with the call from Paul Turner. Haley, it's been mainly an easy pips day today. 10 trades taken, 10 trades won, 10 pips each. So 10 times 10, that's 100 pips. Or maybe 110. We've got another trade there as well. Jeff saying, wow. Crypto Craig here, who does our Saturday morning sessions, trading crypto. So he grabbed 35 pips on pound US dollar, and then 120 pips on gold as well by the look of it. And Sabine, EuroCAD 10 pips on BYB. So there we go. That's right up to date at the moment. That's 17:53. So yeah, just gone 6 o'clock now. So just want to talk you through this quickly. So this is, I think, where some of the others got in a little bit earlier. I got in for a 10 pip move down here, but obviously I could have put the exit manager on and let it run for a while, but just took my 10 pips and that was it. Then so I was waiting for this line to trigger, and as you can see, it didn't trigger until here. So I was automatically entered into the trade here, but then I think during this move down, I then placed another 4 positions. So so I had 4 trades going upwards, and you see here the stochastic was right in the extreme down here. We didn't get the up signal until there, but I was already in it because I got in at that sort of level there. So the green line here is where I've got in. So the time, that was 13:45. The orange line is where I got out at 14:45, and that circle there is where I got out. And the reason I got out there was because it had sort of reached this level before and then not gone any further. So I thought, actually, do you know what? I was happy with the number of pips I'd taken anyway. It had sort of gone down again pretty much as soon after I'd closed the trade, gone back up again. It did look like it actually hit the original target, and then obviously it's come back down again. So just thought I'd talk through that. But obviously with when I mentioned Ron getting in a little bit early for a cheeky 10 pips, it hadn't actually triggered until here, which was a lot later on. Doesn't matter because he still made profit. But that's what we're looking at. We're looking for this line to be hit, and then for it to go, price to then start going back up again. And we've achieved that quite nicely. So yeah, 117 pips I got today in total. Just thought I'd share that with you, and obviously sharing the Discord chat, showing you that other people are also achieving excellent results too. So don't sit around, don't watch, come and join the party. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good evening. I shall see you later.